Well, with the Dust Bowl going on.
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing one night, it was about 6 o'clock in the evening, and I was playing mud pies out in front of the house with friends. We'd get the dirt and water and make mud pies. And I looked up, and Mother was hollering at me to come in, and I saw this giant it was as high as up to the heavens.
And
it was just this giant
really black
coming in. It was very frightening, and you'd go in the house, and then it would turn dark. It was really dark. Yeah, it was scary. It was really.
And at Granddaddy's house, they had newspapers over the windows and tape to try to keep the dust, but it still came through.
Yeah, seen some documentaries on it. Found the pictures of frightening.
Just scary, really.
It looked like a tornado coming at you.
But haven't you seen those clouds coming in over Phoenix, Arizona? Have you seen some of those?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that scary?
Yeah, that
those
is.
are white, but you know, it's black for the dust. But that's ominous, isn't it? See those things coming in?
It's unreal.
Yeah.
To see that
Right.
coming in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you did to get together for social occasions back in the 30s and things like that? Did you get together on Sunday afternoon and just
Sunday afternoon, and Emily, my mother made banana pudding, and Emily loved banana pudding. And she'd get Mother back, and she'd say, "Don't serve that banana pudding to everybody. She wanted to save it to eat it."
And Ruth's husband, we both loved it, her mom's apricot ice cream. And she'd fix it, and it was always this real rich cream. But she'd put it in casserole dishes and cut it. But Bob liked it as much as I did. And he always said he was going to make it up later at night than me so he could get in the fridge and steal it all, you know. So it was always a competition between the two of us over. She was a cook. Oh, everything she made was so great.
But it was basically just a social thing, you know. They and a church centered a lot around the church and activities.
So this was a lot of the families getting together.
Yeah. We
just
came
the
up
mom
and
staying
spent
with the kids
Christmases
and
with
this,
them.
Right.
And they came down and spent Thanksgivings with us, and between Abilene and Clarendon, back and forth, you know. And when they came to Abilene, we lived out in a two-bedroom home with one bed. But
Where did she put us, I wonder?
on the floor in the living room. Yeah, we were all lined up, and it was great fun.
We had a good time.
Yeah, there was no choice.
So the participants were your two families, and then with the June Taylor families, were they were part of this
No,
too?
no, they were
No.
up here. They were.
Okay. Did
Yeah.
they ever get together with you all occasionally?
Yes, oh yeah.
Oh,
Like I
up,
say,
up
on
here.
Sunday afternoon, they would just visit around.
Oh, and they would. They'd rotate all of the aunts and uncles.
all of them.
Yeah, move around. And Ruth's dad and his brother got together every Sunday afternoon and played dominoes. I mean, that was a family thing, you know. They
Dr. Ellie's here.
42, I
now.
guess.
Like 42.
Were there any other families or members of your family besides the three families you're talking about that got together? Were there other families that did this too?
Yeah, now Uncle Forrest didn't have any children, and he died. Wouldn't you say he was his late 30s or early 40s?
I was thinking somewhere in his 40s, but I could be wrong.
He
But
was very young.
What did Forrest do again? What was his occupation?
He was postmaster.
Postmaster,
here.
right, okay.
And so Uncle Forrest, I don't remember socializing with him as much. Do you?
No,
Because,
no.
Was he,
But-
was he married?
Do what?
Was he married?
Yes. And the minute he married Aunt Frances, and she was from she wasn't from around here. And so as soon as he died, she left. She didn't stay.
So,
But he was the youngest, and my mom was the youngest. So they were really close, those two.
There were a couple other brothers though. Did they have
Oh, yeah.
families that were involved too in the social
Yes,
life?
yes, Uncle Crockett, and we would, yes, they'd all get together, and Uncle Walter, and had 4 girls, and we
Just
were
know she
close
can
to
have that
all
candy.
of them.
Well, you can have
They
all
were
you
all
want,
older
sweetheart.
because
Maybe
they
your
were all
folks will
older
say
than
no,
mine.
but I'm
And so
saying yes. You
my
can have all you
cousins
want.
Were much,
Okay.
Emily was the only cousin that was close to me in age. They were all older. But everybody got
Okay.
together.
Well, you enjoy.
And like I said, during the Depression, I know they didn't have a lot. But what they had, they shared.
Mom and Daddy will never know about that candy.
Okay, good, good.
What a rich experience growing up.
And yet it was great experience, really. And used to, I behaved because everybody in town was related to me. And so they'd see and tell on me, so I had to
Ruth and I
behave.
have always agreed we were some of the luckiest people on earth. We had such great
Yeah.
loving connections.
You've got wonderful genes, really and truly wonderful.
Well, Ruth, or Emily, did either one of y'all know my mom? Did y'all ever meet my mother, Mark's wife?
I didn't.
Jalika?
I don't think I ever
And I don't know. I don't think I ever met Bob's wife either.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she was talking about.
Oh, you didn't know Regina?
I'm not. If I
Regina
did,
she came to the reunion several years.
well, maybe I didn't.
Not
We got to know Bob and Regina, but we were around for 3 years. He was assigned over there for a year and a half of that. So we really got to know him.
Oh, good.
That was our only real
But Alfred,
connection.
when Alfred came back from the Navy, we got to know him very well.
Yeah.
Let's go run around outside, get some energy.
You know, one thing I remember, I don't have very many, I can tell you, I have very few memories of my dad. That's why, and Hank too, we got some kind of mental blocks about what was going on with our parents back in the
Sure.
days.
Yeah.
But I remember Dad playing dominoes, and he would beat everybody. He could tell what you had in your, after about
You
5, 6
figure out what
people,
everybody had.
he could tell you what you had in your hand and what this person had.
That was really popular in those
They
days.
played dominoes.
Yeah.
And it
A lot,
amazed me, you know, I mean, as a kid, I remember watching them playing, and he could tell, okay, I know you got that double 5 or
Yeah.
whatever, you know, but when everything was laid down and there was about 6 or 7 dominoes left, I mean, he knew exactly, and it was amazing to me.
We
You know, as a
learned those
child.
skills.
Huh?
I said, you know where he learned those skills.
Yeah, but you know what you said about that was interesting where he learned that, you know.
Yeah, they played dominoes a lot. They sure did.
So, Emily, can you tell us a little bit about your family? And
Well, my dad finally landed a job managing an oil lease for Texas Oil Company in Abilene, 10 miles out of town. So my brother and I were raised out on the lease, nobody to play with or whatever. So every year when school was out, Mother would put us on the bus, and we came up and lived with the Patmans.
oh,
That was
okay.
our high point of the year.
Uh-huh.
This went on until my brother turned 13, and my dad said, I'm going to get you to get your driver's license, and you've got to help me drive truck out here on the lease.
What was his name?
Edward.
Edward.
Yeah. And he told me in more recent years, he said, one of the saddest days of my life was always when I went with Mom to put you on the bus. Because he wanted,
He wanted to come too, yeah. You'd play then, and neighbor kids would play things like Red Rover and Capture the Flag. And, you know,
Yeah.
but we didn't know we didn't have any money.
And
That's what
Billy
made it.
out here, and my brother adored Billy. But they made their own rubber guns. I don't know if you know, but they cut guns, rifles, out of wood, you know, a plank. And then they cut notches in them, and then they put leather straps at the forward part so the, you know, in and out like this. And then stretch inner tubes. They'd cut inner
They'd
tubes
cut inner tubes into
and
rubber
stretch
bands
those
like
out.
that.
And we were the target.
And they
And
said,
they
run
hurt.
girls, and
They
they'd pull
hurt.
that thing, and those things would
They
fall.
hurt.
That's to
This
do
was like a
stuff.
giant slingshot?
Oh, kind of like that. Oh, and these were like guns, like him said.
Yeah, oh, they hurt.
They looked.
So you had
We
one
had a
brother
rough life.
and-
Yes, him had a brother that was, what, 3 years older?
Than me?
No, he was older.
He was 6 years older.
He was 6
than
years
I.
older than him.
You only have one brother then? No
Just the
sisters?
two of us. And so, you know, we didn't have anyone growing up on the lease. So it was so important. Summers were big to us. And
We just came to town where there were a lot of kids, you know, here in
Yeah.
Clarendon.
oh, it was such a treat to come out and play. And roller skate, you know, out on the lease. No pavement, no sidewalks certainly. So I had roller skates. And in the morning, her mom she baked biscuits every morning for Uncle Bill for his breakfast. So I cut across a couple of biscuits, and she sliced tomatoes and put in there and pack them for me. And I'd go down to the courthouse and skate, because that was about the only place in town that didn't have the sidewalks, you know, by the roots, raising them up.
Yeah, the courthouse and Methodist Church had the only sidewalks in town. That's where we had to skate.
But the trouble with the Methodist Church, if you got on it, you couldn't stop at the end of the block. So that was not my thing. I went on the flat around the courthouse. Yeah.
So then you